Hey everyone, I'm back with another House of the Dragon video. Last month, The Hollywood Reporter interviewed Sarah Hess, a producer on the show, who was puzzled about why fans like Daemon. She said, "He's become internet boyfriend in a way that baffles me. Not that Matt isn't incredibly charismatic and wonderful, and he's incredible in the role, but Daemon himself is, I don't want him to be my boyfriend. I'm a little baffled how they're all, oh, daddy. And I'm just like, really? How and what way was he a good partner, father, or brother to anybody? You got me. He ain't Paul Rudd." So let's dive into this. Obviously, the worst thing that Damon did was to kill his first wife, Rhea Royce. There are no excuses that can be made for him here. But let's compare his actions to Rhaenys when she escaped from the dragon pit at Aegon's coronation. She and Meleys killed countless citizens of King's Landing. Some people say thousands. I think it's more like hundreds, but it's open for debate. Nevertheless, much of the floor caved in and many died. Yet we don't see the writers focusing on this atrocity and saying how terrible she is and that she has no regard for the common folk. Instead, Rhaenys is presented as the picture of moderation, reason, and composure because she decided to spare her family, even though bodies were strewn behind her. Now, I'm not here to drag Rhaenys. The ruling class in a fantasy or other period pieces often have more of a disregard for the citizens than they do for the lords and others that have influence or hold power. We know this going in. But it does present a double standard for there to be so much focus just on Daemon's actions, while Rhaenys gets a pass. Even Viserys, who had his courageous walk to the throne to save Rhaenyra and her kids, was seen in the series failing to inform his wife about what was going on as they tried to save the baby. Her last moments were filled with fear, pain, and betrayal as she was held down. The thing is that most characters, particularly in George R. R. Martin's world, aren't just gray, but some do terrible things, and we find out that they have a lot of redeeming qualities. Look at Jaime Lannister. When we're first introduced to him, he pushes Bran out the window to what he believes will be the boy's death. Yet after we get to know Jaime more, we come to like him, despite what he's done. And even most people felt sympathy for Cersei, even after all she did when she was forced to make her walk of atonement through King's Landing. The height of good writing is to make the audience sympathize with such people. So it should be no surprise that people like Daemon. And it's disturbing when shows create likable characters and then they admonish fans for actually liking them. It's something we've seen time and time again. David Chase was ambivalent that his audience came to like Tony Soprano. The creators of Dexter were bothered that viewers were good with a character that enjoyed killing countless people. How dare we like people they made likable? If they really wanted to make a clear-cut stand on these shows, then they should have had Tony Soprano being a completely ruthless mob boss that didn't care for his family and had zero redeeming qualities. And on Dexter, instead of having him be a vigilante who eliminated other killers, they should have just had him kill innocent people. And then what would have happened? A lot of these shows would have never been greenlit by HBO and Showtime, or they would have lasted one season with such dark, loathsome, and irredeemable lead characters. But the creators of these shows wanted to make money, so they made good, complex characters. They pushed the bounds and made us identify with people we never would in the real world. And that's great writing. It's compelling storytelling. So it bothers me when creators start inserting some contrived morality on the audience. Maybe instead of criticizing the fans for enjoying these characters, they should ask themselves why they're writing, presenting, and directing such characters they consider to be so horrendous in a good light. Either go all in, like in No Country for Old Men, when they had the haunting, ruthless psychopath Anton Chigurh, or just stop the nonsense. You can't have it both ways. The other thing is that entertainment is an escape for people. It's immersive. What we like in fiction, novels, or in games doesn't correlate to the real world. We can play The Witcher 3 and slice down all sorts of enemies, but it doesn't mean we want to take this beyond the world of the game. So it's ridiculous and demeaning to say that flattering things said about Damon by fans means that they want him to be their boyfriend or family in real life. It's also important to point out that the man himself, George R. R. Martin, said that his favorite character in the entire A Song of Ice and Fire world is Daemon Targaryen, a character he described as gray. Has the discourse become so simplistic and juvenile that we can't look at fiction for what it is? It's not like people are watching a documentary on Ted Bundy and saying, hey, this guy isn't too bad. If viewers actually enjoy what you've created, you should feel good. That's what this is all about. It's entertainment, it's fun, it's a diversion from the crazy world we live in. Celebrate it, don't criticize it. Because the time may come when the cheers turn to boos, like it did for Dan and Dave, and then you'll realize just how good you had it. So that's it for this one. With Thanksgiving coming up this week here in the US, I might not have another video out until next Sunday. If there's some big news about the show early in the week, I'll do a quick one on it, but if not, I want to wish everyone that celebrates it a great Thanksgiving. On your way out, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you listen to Caraxes. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon.